Empirical formulas are any whole number mole-to-mole ratio, the lowest whole number mole-to-mole ratio possible, right? That is what an empirical formula is. We've been doing them from atom to atom. When we do like magnesium chloride, it was magnesium to chlorine, okay? Now, a molecular formula is a little different. A molecular formula is any whole number multiple of an empirical formula. So basically you find the empirical formula, and after you find the empirical formula, you have to know the molar mass of the molecular formula, and then you can figure out what the molecular formula is going to be. Okay? So if you look up here, here's the empirical formula, CH. It's not a real compound, it's just an empirical formula. The lowest whole number ratio of atom to atom between carbon and hydrogen. Now if I multiply it by 2, I get ethine, C2H2. If I multiply this empirical formula by 6, I get benzene, C6H6. These are molecular formulas. This is an empirical formula, right? Here's another empirical formula, CH2O. It's methanol. But it's also a molecular formula because it is an actual compound. If I multiply methanol by 2, I get ethanoic acid, which is the basis of vinegar, things like that. If I multiply it by 6, I get glucose, which is your base units for sugars. Yes?
Is H2O empirical and molecular?
Yes. Yes. Okay? So molecular formula is the sum multiple of your empirical formula. Okay? So if we look at this, calculate the molecular formula of a compound whose molar mass, this is the molar mass of the molecular formula. Okay? So the molar mass they give you is going to be of the molecular formula. So if the molar mass of that molecular formula is 60 grams per mole, and it says the empirical formula is CH4N. So my empirical formula is CH4N. I want to know the molecular formula. The only thing I know about the molecular formula, it has a mass of 60 grams per mole. Does that make sense? It's like saying I've got a bag of M&Ms that weigh 20 grams. I don't know how many M&Ms are in there. I know the bag itself weighs 20. Kind of like that. Okay? So I find the molar mass of the empirical formula. So I add this guy up. 12.01, 4.00, 14.01. So the molar mass of my empirical formula is 30 grams per mole. That's the molar mass of the empirical formula. Yes? So the way I figure out what number I need, I take the mass on my molecular formula, I divide it by the mass of the empirical formula. So I take 60 divided by 30, and what do I get? What number do I get if I divide 60 by 30? 2. So I multiply this whole thing here by 2. So it'll be C2H8N2. That's my molecular formula. I take my empirical formula and multiply it by the whole number 2. Does that make sense? So far, so good? Yeah? Now, sometimes what they may have you do, and I don't know if it comes up like this or not. Nope. they actually make you figure out the empirical formula first. They'll still give you the molecular mass of the molecular formula, the molar mass of the molecular formula, but you have to figure out the empirical formula, which you've been doing. Okay? Yes? So let's try these.